The Syrian refugee crisis is currently the largest refugee and displacement crisis, and unfortunately, there does not appear to be an end in sight. The Syrian civil war has led to the displacement of over 11 million people from their homes. 5.5 million Syrians have been forced to flee to countries that are completely foreign to them, leaving everything and everyone they know behind. And 5.6 million Syrians are displaced somewhere within Syria. These numbers are overwhelming, and the growing damages caused by the Syrian war make it hard for Syrians to even consider returning to the place that they once called their home. Currently, in the 8th year of the Syrian civil war, Turkey has taken the most refugees to date, at 3.4 million. This number far exceeds the amount of bodies the refugee camps are designed to accommodate. Due to the huge influx of Syrians in Turkey, tensions have been on the rise. Seeing as Turkey was already dealing with socio-economic and political tensions before the refugee crisis, the additional grievances caused by the Syrian refugees could easily lead to political disasters or social uproars. Roughly 95% of the Syrians seeking refuge in Turkey are living in urban areas near the Syrian border. In some cases, such as the city of Kilis, the Syrian refugees outnumber the Turkish residents. The increase in refugees has created competition for jobs and has put a strain on cultural differences, causing Turkish residents and officials to urge the refugees to return to Syria. Because of this, it is no surprise that intercultural tensions are rising in Turkey, creating ethnic rivalries, socioeconomic inequalities, and even anti-refugee violence. One of the places where the tensions between Turkish residents and Syrian refugees is most apparent is in the schools. Syrian refugee students are bullied at school by both their peers and face discrimination from other parents and teachers as well. Not only are the refugees discriminated against, but they're denied important medical attention, and in some cases, they're even afraid to be associated with their Syrian names, practices, and culture for fear of the scrutiny that they may face. They're fearful of their uncertain future in Turkey. After all the despair, hardship, and fear that the refugees have experienced, the last thing that they deserve is more negativity shown upon them. The Turkish government can create systems to seamlessly integrate the Syrian refugees into the Turkish communities in such a manner that does not impose on the Turkish people. This would help reduce rising tensions between the host communities and the refugees, and would also hopefully make the Syrian refugees feel more comfortable, stable, and welcome in Turkey while they call it their home. By developing plans to better integrate Syrian refugees into the Turkish communities, the government could reduce tensions between host communities and the refugees. This should be of interest to the Turkish government because the ultimate goal is to not only help the refugees, but to also help Turkey's own people. Both parties would feel more comfortable. The refugees would adapt more smoothly, and the tensions among the Turkish people would decrease. This would also lead to a decrease in the likelihood of a conflict breaking out in Turkey. Here are 3 additional ways that everyday people like you and I can help. First, you can make donations of any amount to the Mercy Corps or UNICEF. All donations, no matter how small or large, are greatly appreciated and help provide food and shelter for the Syrians living in the refugee camps. Are you in the medical field? You can donate your time and skills by volunteering with Doctors Without Borders to provide medical care and attention to those who need it the most. You can raise awareness. You can tell your friends, coworkers, and family members. Generating awareness starts conversations and helps educate as many people as possible on the subject of the Syrian refugees and the crisis in Turkey. Spreading awareness is one of the most easiest and effortless ways that you can help. It's as simple as informing your friend, your neighbor, or your family members. Thank you for your time.